Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today I'm going to be showing you a very super simple, easy crypto trading strategy that utilizes just two simple indicators. And before I get into that, I do just want to say real quick that I excel highly in trading the smaller time frames, so that is why I am going to be starting to do a whole bunch of scalping tutorials and scalping strategies and all kinds of videos like that within, starting on a weekly basis from now on. It's been about 4 weeks since I have released a new video, and that's just because, life has gotten to me and I've been kind of busy lately. So I'm going to be getting back into it and I'm going to be doing more regular videos on a regular basis again. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, and if you love trading crypto and would like to try out the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally absolutely love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you're from the United States like I am and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. All right, guys, so the first thing that you want to do here is you want to go to your charts here on TradingView, and the first thing you want to do, or the first indicator you want to add to your chart, is going to be the MACD indicator. All right, obviously you can see it down here on my chart. And the next indicator that you want is the EMA indicator. All right, so this is going to be an EMA plus MACD strategy. All right, and this is one that I use on quite a frequent basis as well. So you want to go to indicators and you want to type in EMA, and I usually go with this one called EMA 2050 100 200 by Dr. Sweets. So you'll click on it and it's going to look a little different than the way that mine is currently set up. But what you want to do is you want to go to the gear icon right here, and you will have all 4 EMAs currently clicked on here. What you want to do is you want to unclick them so that they don't show on your chart anymore and only have the 20-period EMA showing, and that's it. All right, so the way that you do this strategy, all right, the way that I currently do this strategy, or the way that I have been doing this strategy is you want to pick a side, all right? You can't trade both sides. If you do try to trade both sides, meaning if you're trying to both long and short the market in the same day, you're going to run into a whole bunch of trouble. So you want to overall figure out what you want to do that day based on what is going on in the market, all right? So as we can clearly see, the market is looking pretty bearish right now on the 15-minute chart, all right? So we want to be looking for possible shorts, okay? Now, the way this is going to work is you also want to go to a higher time frame as well, like the 4-hour, and you want to see where the overall trend currently is as well. So realistically, what we are looking at here is WIF has been going down for quite a while now, all right? It's gone down quite a bit, actually. Realistically, it's gone down roughly around almost pretty much about 30% since it started dropping, okay? So we can also clearly tell that we've got some strong support within this area right in here, so that we could be due for a bounce here pretty soon, but not within the time frame of using the 15-minute chart, okay? So the way that you want to be using this is you want to be looking at both of these indicators. You want to be looking at the MACD and you want to be looking at the 20-period EMA. But you want to be looking at the 20-period EMA first, okay? And the reason why is because, as you guys can clearly see, typically when price is bullish and we have bullish movement, price is on top of the 20-period EMA, okay? There's one example right there, and then here's another example right here. Price is on top of the 20-period EMA, and then back here again, price is on top of the 20-period EMA, same thing right here. And then when price is bearish, obviously as you guys can see, price always follows underneath the 20-period EMA, okay? So here's how I usually play this, okay? If I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for a trade to play out, what I'm looking for here is I am looking for movement here, or momentum movement within the MACD indicator down here on the 15-minute, okay? And what I'm talking about here is I'll use this one as an example. This is a perfect example, this little move right in here that would have taken a couple hours, okay? So as you guys can clearly see here, the dark green bars here on the histogram of the MACD indicate that there's strong momentum in the market, okay, for this given 15-minute period. Now, when it turns to the lighter green color, that typically means that momentum is starting to wear off, okay? And as you guys can clearly see, this bar starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, usually what I will end up doing here is I will end up placing a placing or getting into a position right when that changes color, okay? Or not right when it changes color, but I will wait until it changes color, and then I'll wait for the next one, or I'll wait for that one to currently close just to confirm that momentum is actually weakening, okay? So I wouldn't have entered on this first down candle right here, but if I ended up, or if I'm watching it and that one does end up closing, below, or does end up closing into this light green color, then I'm going to enter, okay? So I would have entered right around this area right in here, okay? So let me go ahead and mark that. You would enter right in there, okay? Because that tells you that momentum is weakening and we could end up moving to the downside. And if I enter right there, I'm going to end up setting my stop loss at the very top of this candle as well, okay? And the reason why is because if price ends up flipping around and going back up and going above this candle, it's likely going to continue higher than that, okay? So realistically, if you got in right there and ended up, putting a stop loss right there, you would lose roughly around 0.7% right there, okay? So that is a good stop loss point, okay? But as you guys can clearly tell, price continued to keep going. So where do you get out, okay? So as you guys can clearly see, we ended up having the cross here on the 15-minute. Cross happened. Bearish momentum ended up coming, and it ended up staying bearish for quite a little while. So you want to stay in either until you are good with your profits, and that's another thing that I want to talk about here as well. When you're trading the 15-minute chart, you're not trading for those big 200x profit margins, okay? Or you're not trading for those big gigantic 200% profit margins, okay? The goal with trading the smaller time frames is to capitalize on these small percentages, okay? Small percentages, and be super consistent with it and keep your stop losses super tight so that you are minimizing your overall losses compared to your wins that you will end up winning, okay? So as you guys can clearly see right here, this thing kept dropping, and I would have ended up selling when this first bar starts to change color, or I would have sold at the bottom of this candle when I noticed that, okay, we hit a bottom down here and it wicked back up and it didn't continue to keep going, or it didn't close at the bottom of the wick. So because it wicked back up, that tells me that, okay, there's bullish momentum that's starting to enter back in, and I should probably exit this trade, okay? So if you ended up trading this right here, you would have made roughly around, we'll just go ahead and put it right here. You would have made roughly around 4.73%. Or if you're using 10x leverage, for instance, if you're trading the futures market, if you would have made roughly around a 47% profits just from that little small drop there within 15, 30, 45, within 1 hour of trading, you would have made about 47% in profits right there. That's really, really good profits for just trading and scalping like this, okay? So that's just one example right there. Now, I will go ahead and show you another example, but in the opposite direction, okay? So how you would do this is let's say, this ended up dropping all the way down here, and you're looking to get into a long, okay? Again, you want to wait until this next bar ends up closing and opening, showing a weakness in selling pressure, and it showed right here. So you would have entered right around in, let's see here, you would have entered you'd probably enter right around in this area somewhere, okay? On this green candle right in here, okay? So what you end up doing is now you want to stay into it until momentum ends up increasing into bullish territory, as you guys can clearly see it did, and crossing over this 20-period EMA. Now, when it crosses over into this 20-period EMA, as it continues higher, then you want to set your stop loss at this EMA level, okay? Because if you set your stop loss right at this EMA level, then if it does decide to end up coming back down, at least you're going to profit a little bit from right there, and your stop loss will be in profit. But if it continues to keep going higher, then you're going to continue to profit from wherever it stops, okay? So as you guys can clearly see, it still ended up going all the way into right in this area when it started to turn into this light green color again. So you would have wanted to sell right in this area, but you'd probably end up selling right in this area somewhere, because I doubt you would end up getting the exact top of the candle. So you'd probably sell right in there somewhere. So realistically here with this trade, you would have made roughly around 2.48%, or with 10x leverage, you would have made roughly around 24 to 25% right there. So again, that's very, very good profit for trading the 15-minute charts right there. Now, if you ended up, let's say you ended up only trading this one small little area right here, and it didn't end up going higher than the 20-period EMA, you still would have profited roughly around 1.26% or 12% with, which would be about 12% with 10x leverage right there, okay? Now, another way that you can go ahead and trade with the 20-period EMA is like this as well, okay? So let's say price ends up going down all the way far like this, but it goes up, and as you guys can clearly see here, it only gets as high as the 20-period EMA and starts going back down again. You could trade it that way as well. So you end up, getting in down here, and you end up trading it all the way to the top. Now you want to look for it to cross past this 20-period EMA, but if it does not cross that 20-period EMA with that candle, and the next candle opens up and starts going down, you want to get out of it, okay? So if you would have ended up trading that, because this 20-period EMA technically with this strategy acts as a level of resistance and support as well, okay? So if you would have ended up trading that, you would have made roughly around, and again, you want to focus on these smaller profits. You would have still made roughly around with 10x leverage, probably right around 20% or so, which is again, very solid profits for trading the 15-minute chart here, okay? So overall, guys, it's a very, very simple strategy to use. It just takes a little bit of finessing and a little bit of time to kind of get used to how it works and how you can overall work it to fit your overall needs. But as we go back in time here and do a little back testing, you can clearly see, this strategy right here, it works. It definitely works. As you guys can clearly see right here, right here on the histogram, it started to turn pink right there, and you could have entered right there, or you could have waited even longer and waited, ended up getting in down here. Either way, you're getting down at the bottom down here, and you are profiting from this overall big move up to the upside up until it starts to turn light green again, which would be right around in this area. So with this single trade right here, you would have made roughly around 100% profits within a matter of just 2 hours and 15 minutes here, okay? So again, it's very, very simple strategy to use. It just takes a little bit of finessing. And one thing to keep in mind here, guys, is it will not work 100% of the time. As you guys can clearly see right here, it works a lot of the time, but it will not work 100% of the time. There is not a single trading strategy on this planet that works 100% of the time. And that's just one thing that you want to be cognizant about moving forward. So overall here, guys, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on this overall strategy here. And for those of you who stuck around watching this entire video throughout the entire thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.